Hey guys, what's up? Bisectatron here from OneHive Gazette, here with the next war recap video, and this is the arranged war against Reddit Legacy. Was a great war, good job to both sides, pretty close. You can see here, they got one of our 10s 3-starred, and then left one of our 10s 1-starred, and got Cotton Eye Joe, that I think he's a 9.5, 3-starred, then all the 9s 3-starred, and the 8s 3-starred obviously, because there were some 8s in this one, which is always fun. We'll see some attacks from them. And as far as what we did, we got pretty much the same, except we were able to get the 3-star instead of the 1-star there, which made the difference. So we'll take a look at quite a few Town Hall 10 attacks, actually, and a few Town Hall 8 attacks, and only one Town Hall 9 attack, just because you see it so much on the channel. I want to mix it up. So we're focusing on Town Hall 10, Town Hall 8 this war, mainly Town Hall 10. So let's get started with number 3. So close to being a 3-star. And this is a high-level base, and you can see Thor's Heroes 3530. This is encouraging to see someone with these level troops coming at a anti-3-star base and pretty much getting the 3-star. Just a tiny few adjustments could have made the difference. But it's very encouraging for me to see this at Town Hall 10. I think it's so close to being a balanced 3-star game for the top war clans, at least. Just needs a little bit more help for the attacker. But anyway, Queen Walk drops down the Rage. She burns through the CC troops pretty quickly. The Rage lasts pretty long, so she's going to take out some of those point defense that are doing damage. The Quakes go down, then I'll let in the Valks in just a moment. And basically at Town Hall 10, what you're seeing is, as far as the ground attacks go, the Go Vaho that you'll see a little bit more, basically a Queen Walk and then either a separate or a kill squad that meets up with the Queen, where they enter the base with a bunch of Valks. And sometimes you don't have to deal with the CC troops, because a lot of times it's a Lava Hound, and just bring a few wizards, it'll take out the Lava Hound, or it'll take out the balloon if it's in there. And the Lava Hound won't do any damage to the Valks, but right here has to deal with the CC troops with his Queen because it was a dragon. But the Valks moved forward so quickly under that Rage, they cleared out that entire core. Now, I don't think he healed them up, so they went down pretty quickly. They're not that tanky, but they got the job done. You can see they triggered a few bombs. This is the unlucky part. Just hits that double set in a weird way and loses about almost half his hogs right there. If that didn't happen, this would have been a 3-star. But people were putting double sets on the outside, which is smart. That's going to make it harder. That's why I think Town Hall 10 needs a bit of a buff, because as soon as people learn that they can be 3-starred by Valks and Hogs, they're going to start putting those giant bombs farther and farther out, so the Valks can't trigger them when they go in for the Infernos, and that'll make it a little bit harder. And I think somehow, some way, Supercell has to make it so those giant bombs maybe aren't going to be as much as a factor, and maybe we'll see people using the bowlers to do something, but so far, I haven't seen how they'll be used. But anyway, it was a really good attack. You can see the Queen made her way around. Her healers do go down, and those last 2 defenses are up. He didn't really have anything to let his Valks out of the core. We'll go ahead and fast forward. But very, very close. Good job to Thor. Very close attack. So anyway, we'll keep moving and take a look at a few more Town Hall 10s. All right, last wizard beaten on the wall, and there we go, 98%. So close. Anyway, going on to number 4, we have Rob. A bit of a lower Town Hall 10. These are the kind where you see that are expected to be 3-starred almost in these arranged wars. This is kind of the goal, to get these 3-starred. The one Thor attack might have been a little bit farther beyond reach. Now, if we can start getting those 3-starred, that's going to put us above a lot of other clans. But these are kind of the standard. These are the bases with the level 1 Inferno towers that need to be 3-starred. So we have Rob going in here with the Queen Walk, just letting the Queen on in. He doesn't have any Valks of his own, but I believe he has a CC full of max Valks. So he's doing similar Go Vaho and just letting the Queen work her way in. Drops down the Rage. She'll get in here, start taking out these defenses. All very accessible. And that one balloon comes out along with the Golem. So that's going to be a little bit of a time sink for her. Anyway, starts in at the bottom here with his own Golems. The Wizards just creating that funnel. Dropping down the Earthquakes, which you see pretty commonly. Jumps can work, but sometimes if you don't need the poisons, might as well bring the Earthquakes. Doesn't cost any more troop space or any more spell space if you don't use poisons. The Valks make their way in, and under that Rage, they move so quickly. They do die pretty fast without a heal, but they move through the base so quickly that they can get a lot taken out before they go down. You can see they've triggered several giant bombs. The king goes through. It helps that he's pretty high level. He's taking out Tesla's, tanking for that Inferno Tower, which is big. Awesome freeze there. The freeze heal is a good combo for your hogs if you can find the spell space to do it with, because that allows the giant bomb not to completely wreck the hogs. The heal gets them back to full health. So by the time the giant bomb goes off, they're able to survive it, especially the level 6 hogs. Now they do start hitting these giant bombs in kind of a weird way, but the last few are going to make their way over. That golem is still tanking, has the wizards down for cleanup. Got to be, cognizant of your cleanup, how it's going to be done, because you only have that 3 minutes. So not the easiest thing to do. But anyway, gets the job done. At Town Hall 10, your hogs don't have to be left over at the end. You can see his are here. But somehow, some way, you have to have something left over to get the cleanup, preferably the queen or some wizards. But the hogs are also very good cleanup troops. But you want to have something more than just like some golems and some minions, because cleanup is definitely an issue at Town Hall 10 right now. But has plenty of time to get it done. Awesome attack to rob. We'll keep moving and take a look at one more Town Hall 10. Alright, so Cotton Eye Joe taking on an even lower Town Hall 10. He is a pretty new Town Hall 10 himself. He only has the 27 king, the 30 queen, so his heroes are actually lower than mine. It looks like he has his troops somewhat maxed out. The freeze spell isn't maxed. His Lava Hound isn't, but got the Valks done at least, which is something I plan on doing. I think I'll make a video kind of on my upgrade plans once I get within a day or two of the Town Hall 10 completion. But anyway, back to Cotton Eye Joe's attack. Drops down the freeze and then the rage. Just going to keep his troops moving through the base. They get through that golem very quickly, get through the first Inferno. And like I said, without a heal, and oftentimes you can't use a heal because of the multi-Inferno, these Valks do go down pretty quickly. So you got to use the rage or something. The haste, I guess, if you have a lot. Maybe you don't need the extra damage, but got to get them moving through the base quickly, because in the time they have, you need them to clear out quite a bit of the base. So they get in there, they clear out the core, works out great. The king is still up doing some tanking. Here come the balloons, and I think this was an awesome attack because it mixed the what's powerful at Town Hall 10, which is the La Lune on the backside, but also the Valks coming in up front, and they get, like, I think 3 or 2 of the air defenses at least. They get really deep into the base, like deeper than the typical kill squad. So a nice little marriage of these two strategies. That queen is barely alive. I mean, she is, one little bomb will kill her at this point, but needed for cleanup, because there is a little bit of cleanup left to do, and unfortunately doesn't have a wizard or something for that back left side, which would have helped, but has the time to do it. We'll go ahead and fast forward. Good attack to Cotton Eye Joe, getting the 3-star, kind of using the old-fashioned La Lune with the new Valks that we've been seeing. So awesome attack. Alright, we'll take a look at one Town Hall 9, and instead of showing you guys another Valk attack, which we see so much, I'm going to show a kind of a cool novel attack that you guys might like by Snip Alumni, coming at this base with a Go Wipe. And it's not kind of the spam Go Wipe that you see from the farming clans and stuff, or the less serious war clans, I should say. I don't really like the term farming clans, because oftentimes they're not just doing the war for loot, they're actually trying to win. They just happen to use Go Wipe because they're not quite as serious about war. And it kind of has a negative stigma associated with it. But anyway, this is a surgical Go Wipe, and it's much more planned out. P.E.K.K.A.s, they have that stigma, like I've said, and you see at Town Hall 9, it's like, if you use a P.E.K.K.A, you're, a 2-star, but they can be used effectively, and against the right base, this dead zone base, which actually was run against us a few times, with like no defenses in the middle, or nothing that can at least hurt the ground troops. These bases allow themselves to be hit by these surgical Go-Wee or surgical Go-Wipe attacks, where you just bring a lot of golems, a lot of tankage, some wizards, and just kind of work your way around the base. He came in pretty light at the beginning. It still has 2 golems and a P.E.K.K.A left to deploy, so the king is getting out in front, but that's fine. Still has the ability. The king kind of acts as a tank on his own right, and comes in here with the golem, the next P.E.K.K.A, some wall breakers, letting everything on in, just kind of reinforcing as he works his way around the base, almost like surgical hogs, except with the golems and the wizards and the P.E.K.K.As and all that. The queen kind of goes off on her own here, which is fine, has the ability. She's going to be okay. She can take care of herself. That one Tesla pops, but she's going to get on it in just a moment. Next jump, letting everything continue through. And then that golem, I think perfect timing. Want to be somewhat early so the golem gets the tanking out. It gets out in front before the rest of the troops arrive. has the jump to let everything keep moving forward, and while they're all distracted on that golem, everything's going to hop into that compartment, get the Teslas and stuff, pops the queen's ability. She'll help out, take out a few of these last few defenses, and that jump is still there for everything to keep moving. The wizard's doing a great job and converging on that last little island of defenses and trash buildings and whatnot. Right there, that one golem's going to get front and center stage. Will get melted by that giant bomb, or the double set, but I think there's like one more golem or whatever. Still tanking out in front. A ton of wizards left up. Crush this base. We'll go ahead and fast forward. As these last few troops make their way around, the mortar does a bit of damage to the wizards, but has so many troops left up, just crushes it. Awesome attack, the Snip Alumni. Very fun to watch, and that'll be the only Town Hall 9 we look at, just because, like I said, we see it so much on the channel. Want to keep it mixed up, and like I've said, whenever we have Town Hall 9s, or Town Hall 8s, I'm going to try to show as many as I can, and I only like showing the fresh hits because, to be honest, at Town Hall 8, if you know where everything is, it's a cakewalk. You can just, walk through the base with hogs or dragons or whatever, Valks. But it's the fresh hits where it really takes some planning and some skill, because if you can get the 8s cleared out pretty quickly, you can use them to scout some Town Hall 9s, which frees up the Town Hall 9s. If they do better to hit Town Hall 10s, it kind of works its way up the Town Hall food chain, so to speak. So Town Hall 8s are very important that they get 3-star on the first attack, and these guys did a very good job with their Town Hall 8 bases. Some of them took, 2, even 3 attacks, which is crazy at Town Hall 8, but somehow, some way, they were able to soak up a bunch of attacks. Right here, we're looking at, what is this? Kajla? Kala? I'm not sure. The J and the L are kind of juxtaposed weirdly. Kajla, I guess, taking on this base, and obviously a fresh hit, like I said. So doesn't know where everything is, but using Valks helps because they're not quite as dependent on traps and stuff. Those archers can be tricky if you don't have a poison spell. Sometimes just put your tanks down, especially those Valks. Those Valks will melt those archers. Probably didn't even need to waste time trying to kill it with the wizards. Maybe just drop a Valk or something get them in a ball and drop a Valk in the middle, because the Valk has some hit points. It can stand there for a moment and then take down all those archers. But anyway, Quakes go down, let everything opened up. I think he used the level 5 Valks, which is awesome. You kind of have the option of level 5 Valks or level 6 Hogs. I think level 5 Valks are even better because they're just so tanky. You don't have to worry about the level 6 Hogs hitting a giant bomb or something. These Valks are just going to destroy a Town Hall 8 base. They are really not meant for this kind of low-level point defense. Have too many hit points, to be honest. As far as a Town Hall 8 goes, they're so powerful. Comes in with the balloons, though, on the backside, and the Hogs. Just kind of a nice mixture of everything. And the more you diversify your troops, the more chance you have of nothing going down at once. It's kind of like investing. Diversify, and you won't be hit by one hard double giant bomb set or whatever it is in investing. I don't know, a crash. Anyway, though, works out awesome here. Like I said, the balloons, the Hogs, just all those different troops, taking out different sections of the base. Go ahead and fast forward as this 3-star is wrapped up. Awesome attack. Keep it up. Kajla, whatever. Sorry about that. Taking a look at 39, our last base, which was also a fresh hit 3-star, and it is done by Robbie, coming in with kind of an old school hog attack, just bringing a bunch of hogs. Comes in and fishing for the giant bomb sets, especially with these low level point defense. Like, these archer towers aren't even maxed out for Town Hall 8. The wizard towers aren't. It's so important to get in there. Sacrifice hogs if you need to, but make sure you don't have your big group hit the double giant bomb set, because it is in there somewhere, and you got to try to avoid it. But anyway, drops down the poison spell, and if you guys didn't notice, the troops are running out of the poison spell, so you got to keep them occupied. They're kind of bouncing in and out right here. It's kind of funny. But you want to drop some barbs or some wizards, kind of like Robbie does, and make sure that they're in the poison spell, because eventually it will take them down. It's not any weaker. They just happen to try to run out of it. So got to be kind of a little tricky there, kind of slick with your troops, but you can get the job done. Just take some practice, if nothing else. Anyway, though, comes in with the king. He's going to tank for all that point defense, so good use of the king there. Don't just use him for cleanup. Use him to tank as well. Then comes in with his hogs, fishing for that double giant bomb set, right there, trying to get that wizard tower down, but even with the additional hogs, it doesn't go down. His troops do path away from it though, and you can see here they're just kind of at the mercy of whatever the double giant bomb set happens to be. They hit the single, so it only kills a few of them. A few of them will get back into that heal, and just kind of working his way around the base. The Teslas pop with all the spring traps, but luckily doesn't hit them too hard. That's a common thing. People put a Tesla farm and then a bunch of spring traps around it. Anyway, though, the hogs making their way through. I think that was the double set, but they were able to somehow not trigger the other one. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a single bomb somewhere. I guess we'll find out in a moment if they run over it again. But anyway, though, the hogs avoid that third giant bomb. Drops down the poison for like the king and the skellies or whatever was left up. And the wizards, obviously, for cleanup. 3 minutes is not too bad for Town Hall 8. And they do run out of time occasionally, but not nearly as bad as Town Hall 9. Certainly Town Hall 10. So anyway, good job to Robbie. Hope you guys liked the recap of this war. Good job to Reddit Legacy. And good job to the guys at OneHive. It was a fun war, I think, for both clans. So maybe sometime in the future we can set something up with this clan or another Reddit clan or something. But anyway, we're also in a close war now, so stay tuned for coverage of that. I'll be posting some videos as always. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye, Sectatron out.